Some people can't sleep to fall asleep. You read a screenplay. Lights off, eyes closed, and there's a full movie running behind your eyelids. You're the star, the director, and the only one in the audience. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're just someone whose mind never fully clocks out. You replay old conversations. Not out of anxiety, but because version 12 finally has the perfect comeback. You build entire scenes before falling asleep. A date that hasn't happened yet. An argument you're definitely winning this time. Landing the perfect line in an imaginary interview with Jimmy Fallon. Somewhere in there, a whole parallel life is running quietly in the background, where you're a little braver, funnier, further along than you actually are. Take the crash scenario. You don't just think about them, you write the whole story. How you'd meet again, what they'd say, how it would end. Your brain doesn't fully separate that from something that actually happened. Vivid imagination lights up a lot of the same regions as living it for real, which is part of why athletes don't just train their bodies. They sit in a chair and run the perfect shot, the perfect dive over and over before they ever step on the field. Not all daydreams do the same thing to you though. Some lift you, a hopeful version of tomorrow, a kind conversation you wish you'd had. You come out lighter than you went in. Others do the opposite, the argument you keep losing in your head, the disaster you've already grieved twice before it's even happened. Same skill, same brain, but you walk off that one drained, for something that never occurred. So why does the mind even do this? Daydreaming is rehearsal, a private room to practice a hard conversation before you have it for real. And sometimes it's simpler. When the day in front of you is heavy or just boring, your head quietly opens a softer door and you walk through it instead. In small doses, that's not a flaw, that's just an active mind. But there's a version of this that stops being about creativity and starts being about escape. A psychologist named Eli Somer noticed something in certain patients back in 2002. People who weren't just daydreaming, they were disappearing into it for hours at a time. He called it maladaptive daydreaming. And the strange part is, it has nothing to do with losing touch with what's real. The people going through it know the entire time that none of it actually happened. The problem isn't confusion about reality, it's that the imagined version has started winning against a real one. You'd know it's crossed that line if hours vanished and you can't account for where they went. If you find yourself pacing a room or rocking slightly, how far were you doing it? If you've cancelled real plans more than once to protect time with people who don't exist. If coming back to your actual day feels less like waking up and more like landing. Hard and a little disappointing every time. This doesn't mean something is wrong with you. The same wiring that builds these elaborate inner worlds is the same wiring that, in a more controlled form, gave the world Harry Potter. An entire universe that existed only in one woman's head before it existed anywhere else. The difference isn't the imagination itself, it's whether you're the one steering it or it's steering you. So how do you stay close to that mind without disappearing into it? You don't kill the daydreaming, you just stop letting it run the whole day. Give it a container, set a timer, climb fully into the scene. Let yourself out completely. And when the timer goes off, say out loud if you need to, okay, back now. It feels ridiculous the first few times, it still works. And when you need to come back faster than that, skip anything slow. Do something your body can argue with. 30 fast jumping jacks, a hard minute of running in place, splashing cold water in your face, stepping outside and naming 5 things you can actually see, actually touch. None of this is about punching yourself or drifting off. It's about giving your nervous system something loud enough and real enough that the daydream can compete with it. Your imagination was never the problem. It's proof your mind is rich, sensitive, and quietly relentless. Nobody's asking you to stop building movies in your head. Just remember there's a whole world running outside the theater too. Real conversations, real wins, real comebacks. Even the one that lands less perfectly than the one you scripted. Keep the daydreams. Just don't let them lock the door behind you.